O Great Spirit, Namaste. Saints and sages of all times, of all places, Namaste. O ye beings of the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the ether, Namaste. Ancestors of our bloodlines, ancestors of all the lineages to whom we attune, Namaste. Most beloved and precious Ishtadevata, in all of thy names and all of thy forms, Namaste. May our time together be blessed, may it be meaningful, may it be healing for each of us. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gum Gurupyo Namaha. Om Aim Sarasvatiye Namaha. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Namaste. Welcome to my heart, and welcome to our Sunday Sangha. Once upon a time, in the ever-present now, there was a universe. And as with all universes, there became a king, an overlord, if you will. His name was Indra. Now, in all of the universes, there was a celestial architect. His name was Vishvakarman. Oh, beautiful man, beautiful, beautiful soul, Vishvakarman. Vishvakarman was known for his capacity to create the greatest beauty in each universe, the greatest beauty. He was highly respected and highly loved by all of those who encountered him. In all of the universes, there resided three brothers, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Brahma created all the universes and all of the things of the universes. Vishnu sustained all of the things. And Shiva dissolved that which should no longer be sustained. So, Indra, the king, Karman, the celestial architect, and the three brothers. Put them aside for the moment. Indra takes his throne, and he looks around the palace. Oh, this really isn't good enough for me. And he calls Vishvakarman. Come. I call Vishvakarman to come to fix this palace, this puny palace that is not good enough for me. Vishvakarman comes. Yes, Your Majesty, what would you like? Oh, I would like this added here, and I don't like these stairs, and I would like different windows. Vishvakarman calls his helpers, it takes care of it. Goes back to see Indra. Okay. You better stick around a minute. Don't like the way it looks out back. Would you fix that? Yes, Your Majesty. Vishvakarman goes and transforms the back. Comes to the Lord. I don't like the way the library upstairs looks. Okay. Transforms that. I don't think the kitchen is good enough to provide me the kind of food that I need to eat. Okay. Transforms that. I don't like the hall. I don't like the floors in the royal hall. Okay. Transforms that. I don't like the color of the rose bushes in the second garden. Okay. Transforms that. Every day, this goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Every day. First thing every morning, Vishvakarman is called to the palace and scolded by the king. First, very nicely, I would like this, and then in kind of a haughty way, you know, the way that people begin to get when every one of their whims is fulfilled simply because they ask. And he became more and more and more and more demanding. And in a very unusual turn of events, Vishvakarman one day said, I can't, no more. I can't do this anymore. And he says, this is it. I've got to call the brothers. I've got to call the three brothers. And so he does. First he says, Lord Brahma, Lord Brahma, Lord Brahma, please come help me. And bring Vishnu and Shiv too. I don't know who we're going to need. They come. And he says, I'm sorry. I don't mean to complain. You know I'm not a complainer. You know that I have built all these universes that you have created and that you're sustaining. You know I've built them all. I've gone to every kingdom. I've helped everyone that you've asked me to help. But this fellow, he is really, really something else. Could you help me? Please. Could you please help me? Sure, no problem. No problem. They go away. And the next morning, there's a knock at the door of the palace. Rather unusual for that time of the morning. Knock at the door. And the guards open the door. And there's this young man. Young boy, really. Standing there says, I've come to see King Indra. I've come to see the Lord. Now, it was quite unusual, but the rule was if somebody knocked on the door and the door was open and they asked to see the Lord, then they had to be taken to him. And you can imagine there were very few people that had the nerve to knock on the door and ask to be taken to the Lord. So they took him. And the rule in the kingdom was if he was a guest, he had to be treated with great respect. They took him and they gave him some chai, and they took his shoes and made it very comfortable for him. And the boy walks in and he says, oh, hello. Not quite the proper respect. Hello. Indra. No lord, no king. Hello, Indra. King looks at him. Yes. You could show me more respect. Yes, Indra. Indra, that's your name. That's your name. He says, Vishvakarman. The boy says, could you come here a moment, please? And everybody stops and wonder, what is this boy? He's calling Vishvakarman. He comes in and calls Indra by his first name. Who is he? What's going on here? Why? I heard, Vishvakarman, that you have worked harder and longer on this palace than on any other palace in any of the universes. Is that true? Yes, sir, it is true. Wondering how the boy knew. And with that, Indra sits up on the throne, just puffed up with pride. Well, you see, I'm the most important of all of the rulers, and that's why he is spending so much time with me. Every one of my desires is instantly fulfilled. Every one of my desires is instantly must be fulfilled. For I, Indra, am the most important. Is that so? Said the boy. Is that so? Three waves of his finger. And all of a sudden, from the front door of the castle, underneath the front door, into the big hall, begins to march an ant. Tiny little ant. But as he comes in, the people, there's an ant in here. Oh my gosh, I'm going to squash him. No, the boy says, no. No. Just watch. And the ant is followed by a second ant, and pretty soon the entire floor of the hall, every place you could look, there were ants marching to the throne of Lord Indra. And Indra sits back on his throne. What is this? Oh, this, my lord? What are you referring to? These, what are these doing in my palace? Oh, my lord. These souls are all of the Indras who have been the Lord of this universe before you. All of these souls have sat on that throne, each one before you, Lord Indra. And with that, in the blink of an eye, the boy becomes Lord Brahma. And his brothers Vishnu and Shiv appear with him. And they said, Indra, look, your desires have gotten out of hand. You have no self-control. Look at what you have done. You, out of all of these Indras, you, out of all of the kings in all the universes, have managed to discourage Vishvakarman and have him coming to us for help. In all the millennium, this has never happened. Never. For he has infinite patience and infinite creativity. But your desiring grew and grew and grew, Indra. Indra shook his head and said, you must be wrong. These cannot have all been Indras before me. I am the greatest. How can there have been this many before me? Brahma turned to his brothers and he says, would you like to help? Yeah. And what did they do? All of the ants transformed into Indras until the entire palace was overflowing with Indras. And the current Lord Indra could see all those who had come before him and all of the desires of all of those who come before him. Brahma says, get it together, Indra. Vishnu says, get it together, Indra. Shiva says, I think you should be meditating, Indra. Meditate upon me, and I'll help you to solve your problems away. And with that, the lords vanished. The Indras, the other Indras vanished. Vishvakarman stood before Indra, and Indra said, I am so sorry. And Vishvakarman said, I have created the last for you. All that you do from here on out is yours. All that you did before is yours, but it will not be blessed by me. And off he went. But what happened, my beloved? Within each soul born upon the earth, a little bit of Lord Indra lives. Within each soul that incarnates here upon the earth, Lord Indra lives. Within you, within me, within each of us. We are the lords of our universe. We are the king, the queen, the rulers of our universe. And all that we desire in time will manifest in our universe. Maybe not the way we think it will manifest, maybe not the way we wish it will manifest, and never really, for the small things, not really to your satisfaction. Maybe for a minute, maybe for 5, maybe for a day, maybe for 2, maybe for a year, and then your satisfaction changes. And Lord Indra raises its head again. Now, what does this mean? Mystically, spiritually, what does it mean to you? Now, for you and me, we have to know what it is that we truly is of value to us in our lives. What is of value to you? Where in your life does the desire run amok? Where in your life does the desire run amok? I know where mine runs. I know where my guru's desire ran amok. He was very privately open about it. He gave away his personal library 3 times and was building a 4th library, small, petite library, much smaller than his others, in his home when he transitioned. Not nearly as big as the other libraries, but there was more than 1 book, or more than 2 books. But there were only 2 bookshelves. 2 bookcases, rather. Sorry, not shelves. Rather than the 20 plus that had been in his other libraries. Now you could say, well, desiring books, that's not a bad thing. Well, I had too the same desires. Desiring books is desiring. It doesn't matter what it is you're desiring. We need, you and I, to hone back, to turn the dial back, to reduce the desiring of everything in our lives, but a little bit at a time, so that you don't cut your head off. The way Kriya would say it is that you have to make sure that you do it in a sane way, that you do not become imbalanced as you're trying to balance out these desires. And so you can say, well, I'm never going to buy another book. Oh, that's not a particularly useful vow to make. Very hard to keep unless you're in the last, day of your incarnation. But you can say, well, I'm going to clean my bookshelves out. And by some criteria, I'm going to clean my bookshelves out. And then I won't bring in a new book unless I give away another book. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. And, oh, I see, I'm honing it back. But desire grows in and of itself. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. This is a thing. Thoughts are just as hard as this, and this is hard. It has the ability to hold water or tea but it's solid. Thoughts are equally as solid as things. What are the things that you are desiring? Thoughts always, 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 always come in groupets. You never have one singular thought. So your practice for this week is to pick a thought, any thought. I'll just sit quietly, allow the thought to arise in your mind. Just allow the thought to arise. And then watch. What thought is linked to that thought? In other words, what arises after that thought? Where set your clock for 2 minutes, and you start in one place with one thought. And you watch your thoughts for a minute, for 2 minutes. Where do you end up? Who do you end up thinking about? What country are you in? What time are you in? What lifetime are you in? All thoughts are immortal. All thoughts come in groupets. It's a powerful mystical concept. So if you wish to reduce your desiring, you can begin by reducing it with one thing. But know, as you reduce it with that one thing, that you're going to be reducing the others. You will also help to reduce the others. If your mind is filled with hatred towards one person, anger towards one person, resentment towards one person, look at that emotion, if you will. Or your mind is filled with judgmentalness towards one person. Look at that emotion and say, oh, and where does that go? Oh, from this one person to these people, to this type of people, to these type of events, to blame, to some other emotion, so that you can recognize for yourself, oh, I see, here I am in this moment thinking this thought, and that thought connects to and leads to all of these other thoughts. Now, there are the principles of karma, the law of karma. There's your individual karma. There's the group karma, the group of any group that you're in, which can include your race, your bloodline, your culture, your country, your theology, any group that you're in. All of these are solidified states of consciousness. When you get beyond an individual and you move to the group, the consciousness solidifies. It becomes more and more and more intertwined and more solid, because more people are having the same or similar thoughts. And then the glue of the karma becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, and the tendrils go out, not in little tendrils, but in large, glumpy glue. And guess what happens? Your consciousness gets seized. Your consciousness gets seized. And mystically, this is not a good thing. Freedom. You're seeking freedom from the karmas of the past, freedom from your past thoughts, your past actions, your past biases and prejudices, freedom from the attachment to your preferences. It doesn't say, the Shin Shin Ming does not say, have no preferences. It says, let go of your attachment to your preferences. And so Indra, the Lord Indra that resides within you, within me, is the Lord, if we wish to say it in some way, the Lord of desiring. Now, let me tell you another story. Short, brief story. Once upon a yogi time, there was a man, and he came upon a magic lamp. Yeah, come upon a magic lamp, what do? You take the top off, right? You take the plug off the magic lamp. He did. And out comes a genie, a big genie, saying, you finally let me out. Yay, you let me out. Your wish is my command. You must keep me busy, or I will devour you. Okay, this is all right, Okay, I'll keep you busy. And the man said, I'd like a feast. I'd like gold coin. I'd like 1,000,000 gold coins. I'd like a palace. I'd like a Maserati. Every thought he had. I'd like a dog. I'd like 5 dogs. I'd like a new coat. I'd like a new moat. Every thought he had. The genie supplied. And the man had made a mistake. He thought it would take time, but every thought, instantaneously. Feed me, or I will devour you, the genie said. Feed me, or I will devour you. Feed me, or I will devour you. And the man said, Guruji, Guruji, help, help, help. His gurus stopped at time for just a moment and whispered in the disciple's ear, make a pole and have him go up and down and up and down the pole. Time starts. Feed me, or I will devour you. See that pole? Make it long until you can't see it. Up into infinity. Pole up into infinity. Now, until I tell you to stop, go up and down the pole. And the genie monster began to go up and down the pole. Again and again and again and again and again. Till finally, Master, please let me stop. Please let me stop. The Master said, for just a moment. But if ever again you speak those words, feed me, you begin to go up and down the pole. Anytime your mind says, feed me or I will devour you, you go up and down, up and down, up and down that pole. That, my beloved, is how we neutralize the desires of our mind that rise again and again and again and again. Now, there are many ancillary methods besides that one. Your food, you put your food on the table and you eat on your plate, but you take a small bit of food always, and you place a bit of that food off to the side, and you offer it to others. You want to stop your desiring, do something to give others what they need. You want something, make sure that you do something to give it to others, so that they too can have that which you are desiring, you are seeking. You give it to them. It's a very powerful method. You want to be fed? Put your food on the plate, take a small amount and offer it. Always offer it, that those who are in need of food have the food. Now let us talk about going up and down the spine. For that is what this never-ending column is, up and down the spine. And your breath, if you use your breath to climb up and down the spine, 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 the mind becomes tired of desiring. It sees, I see, he wants me to do just this. She's not going to let me rest unless I just do this. And it relaxes. It relaxes. It becomes calm. Oh, I see. This is for me. Up and down the spine, up and down the spine, up and down the spine. We must treat desires with respect, not as if you have to fulfill them, but with an understanding that desiring, the nature of desire, blinds us. It blinds you, my beloved. It stops you from seeing that which you truly want, that which is important to you, that which is going to be the most valuable thing in your whole life. Use that capacity to desire one thing and one thing only. Your own enlightenment. And everything that you do, measured against, is this bringing me my enlightenment? Am I going to become enlightened eating this whole piece of pie? Might be good. Maybe I should leave a piece of it. Am I going to become enlightened by doing whatever it is that you're doing at that moment? Do all of your actions with joy, with compassion, with kindness, with mindfulness, being here, not there, here, wherever you are, not in another time, another place, another country, not imagining the future that is not yet lived, but here, now. Treat the desires with respect. Recognize, I need to do something here. I need to do something. It means you must take action, perform a Kriya, to do something with all the spiritual energies that you have left in your life, so that you have not spent your life running and raving and ranting from this desire to that desire to the other desire, like the latest Indra, but that you are doing something of value. We're here in a world of kala, of time. You may not see it, you may not be aware of what a blessing this is. Because we're in a world of time, of kala, you have the capacity to concentrate, to bring your attention, to bring your energies, to bring all those scattered thoughts into one. One. Isn't that a blessing? You don't have to go into a myriad of directions at one time. You can bring all the energies into one concentrated path. Make that the path to your enlightenment. And if, my beloved, I think that this is important. If you dream that you want to be a surgeon and you feel that that's the path to your enlightenment, then do everything you can to work to be a surgeon so that you can find that path to enlightenment. If you want to be a priest, work to do that. If you want to be a mother or a father, work to do that. If you want to be kind and compassionate, work to do that. And know, how am I going to measure? How am I going to know that I got there? How am I going to know that I have found that which I was seeking? Know. Set some parameters for yourself. Do not seek from the outside, but seek from the inside first. And know that it is important to let go of the desires that will devour you. And I said a few moments ago, a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. For thoughts, desires, they're like knots in a rope, right? Or chain, knots in a chain. And you untangle the one knot. This part of the chain comes free. There's another knot there. You untangle that. Sometimes you come to a knot in a chain that's a bundle. This is karma. This is a heavy piece of karma. It's a bundle. What do? You have to heat it up, if you will. Sometimes you rub it in your hands. You've done this with a chain before, I'm sure. Rub it. How do I loosen it? How do I loosen it? What do I do? What do I do to loosen it? So that it may come apart, that it may dissolve of its own accord. You don't pull, because if you pull on it, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. This is the way it is with karma. You're trying to loosen. So you loosen it with your meditation. You loosen it with your fasting. You loosen it with your mona. You loosen it with mantra. You loosen it with kindness. Now, the last thing I'm going to say to you before we meditate. I can hear at least one of you saying, if I'm not my desires, then what am I? You're immortal. You are immortal. You are conscious immortally. You are immortally conscious. Your conscious immortality, you are balanced within your being, balanced self-conscious awareness. I tell you, when you wake up, the day you wake up and you realize that you're saying, I am immortal, and it's not a joke, and it's not a philosophical concept, and then you have to say, holy mackerel, I better do something about this. I don't want to live this way. I don't want to live this way for immortality. And then you will start doing something different. But until that moment, keep on rowing the boat. Keep on softening the karma a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more at a time. You are Ananda. You are bliss. You are immortal. Let go of the desires. And seek out your own illumination with ever greater diligence. Namaste. Let us meditate together. As we offer our prayers today, our meditations, we will be remembering all of those in the world who are in need today. There are a great many of them. Sit with your spine erect, your hands in the Om Mudra, the index finger and the thumb together. Your spine erect as you are able. Turn your head to the left, exhaling twice. And bring the head back to the center. And prepare for your meditation in a very simple way. Draw the energy from the limbs of your body to the trunk. Use the sipping breath. And now from the trunk to the spinal column. And now from the base of the spine to the sun center. Now take that energy as a golden ball of light and move it in front of you. Expand that light and move counterclockwise around your body 3 times, encasing your being in golden light. Expand that golden light. And now ascend as high as you are able. Ascend to the high place. Attaining the high place of meditation. Find your comfortable meditation spot. In front of you is a giant mountain. Halfway up the mountain, a light shines brilliantly, calling to you. With no stress or strain, ascend to the light. You reach the light. It is shining from a shrine. Enter the shrine. It is perfect for you. You walk to the back of the shrine. Walk into a pool of light. And all of the old begins to dissolve away. You see a waterfall in front of you. Walk to the waterfall of light. As the light pours down upon you, it enters every cell of your being, pouring through you, over you. Loosening the desires. Washing away the desires. Filling your being with light. Breathe in the light. filled with the light. Filled with the light, you walk forth from the light, clothed anew, strengthened, vivified, walking through the pool of light, breathing in the light, inhaling the light, exhaling the light that you are. Walk forth from the cave, from the shrine. And now return to your high place of meditation. In the high place of meditation, you find yourself with the Sangha of meditators. Our Sangha today is with the meditators. The flame of Kriya burning bright. Call upon your Ishtadevata, your chosen form of the divine, to join with you. Filled with the light, let us use the Om Shanti mantra to send forth our blessings. O ye powers that be, thou knowest better than we that which is needed. We ask that our meditative blessings be sent in these directions. First to Mother Gaia, and as you chant the mantra, visualize golden dewdrops of Anandic bliss, rings of Anandic bliss pouring down upon those we are praying for. For Mother Earth, may the blessings go around her, upon her, through her. She who is our host, may our gratitude for her presence, for our presence upon her, radiate forth. May all that she needs be given unto her. Om Shanti. 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 For all of those souls upon the earth living with water insecurity, food insecurity, shelter insecurity, as you chant the Om mantra, feel the golden light pouring down upon all of those in need. O ye powers that be, thou knowest better than we how best to meet the needs. Join with us in directing and sending our blessings. Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 O ye powers that be, for all of the souls living upon the earth, confined by the emotional confusion of their mind, we ask that blessings be sent to them, that clarity be brought to them, that peaceful actions come to their attention, that the confusion be lifted, that the hurt being caused be stopped. For all of those who are imprisoning others, who are imprisoned by others, may all be freed, may all be healed. For those souls in pain, physical and mental, may they have that which they need, that they might be healed. Let us chant the Om Shanti mantra. Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 For all of the healers and all of the helpers, those who are helping us on this earth plane, those from all of the realms who are helping and healing, helping those who are transitioning, helping those who are coming, helping those of us who are here. May our helpers and healers be blessed. Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. 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 O my beloved Lord, thou knowest better than we that which the world needs. We ask and call upon thee at this moment that our meditative prayers go where they are needed most. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And always, my Lord, to all of those who are leaving the earth, may they remember their goodness. May they remember their good deeds. May they hold on to that goodness. And to all of those who are coming into the earth, may they remember their goodness. May they hold on to their goodness. May they bring their goodness with them and become an ever greater blessing unto all of those whom they encounter in their incarnations. Pour forth thy blessings upon us at this moment. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And feel now the golden dewdrops of Anandic bliss pouring down upon your crown center, filling you, blessing you. Ananda, 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 da, da. Namaste. Namaste, Chi. Thank you for the blessings of your meditative energies, for your spiritual energies. Accept the blessings of life and continue to bless all of those whom you meet. Namaste, Chi. Namaskar.